So today I want to discuss the latest treatment for type 2 diabetes. Now, for the last years, I think it has been Ozempic. And it's all over the show. So you probably know about it. So it's generically known as a semaglutide and was approved in 2017 by the FDA for the use of adults with type 2 diabetes. So it's a weekly injection that helps lower your blood sugar. So there are certain processes in the body that get started and you just lose weight. And obviously that's essential if you want to, you know, control or manage, treat your diabetes. But I want you to listen closely because what I'm about to share could save you from a devastating health nightmare. Because Big Pharma doesn't want you to dwell on this, but it's right there in black and white. The FDA's most severe warning possible. We're talking about the dreaded black box alert that screams danger. So here's a picture. This is the leaflet. So if you have it, then it will be in there. Why? Why is this warning there? Because semaglutide products can trigger thyroid tumors, and not just any tumors, aggressive, life-threatening thyroid cancer. And here's the terrifying truth. Anaplastic thyroid cancer, it's one of the deadliest forms. It moves like lightning. So while you're busy counting pounds lost, it could be silently spreading through your body in mere weeks. But you might be thinking, well, what are the odds? Come on. But let me be brutally honest. Does it even matter? When it comes to your life, your health, your family, are you willing to roll those dice? Because here's the cold, hard reality. You could be the next statistic. You could be the next tragic headline. And you could be the one doctors couldn't save. So is dropping a few pounds worth that risk? I mean, your life is precious. Your health is irreplaceable. And once it's gone, there is no turning back. So don't become another casualty in the war on weight. Don't let the promise of a quick result blind you to the devastating possibilities. Now, your family needs you, your loved ones need you, and they need you healthy. Now, obviously, the choice is yours, but remember, some choices you can't undo. So here are just a few things I want to go through. I don't want to go into too much detail. So the first one I want to discuss is weight loss alert. So the shocking truth about these miracle drugs is that once you stop taking them, every single pound comes rushing back like a freight train at full speed. Now, the drug companies are banking on you staying hooked for life. I mean, that's where the money is. That's the plan, right? And once the plateau hits and you stop, you're right back where you started or worse because you gain back all the pounds. And then guinea pig alert. You're the lab rat in a massive uncontrolled experiment. No long-term studies exist on these drugs' effect. Your future health, a big question mark. And then courtroom circus. Already lawsuits are piling up against manufacturers. So when lawyers smell blood, you know there's trouble brewing. Gut paralysis nightmare. I mean, imagine your digestive system grinding to a halt. That's the reality for some users. I mean, constipation from hell is just the beginning. And then goodbye appetite. Those drugs kill your desire to eat. I mean, it might sound great, but think about this. This causes severe malnutrition. Thus, your nutrition suffers and your body pays the price. Social pariah. Dinner with family and friends becomes torture. So while the other people feast, you're left pushing food around on your plate, and you will feel like an outcast. You just don't have an appetite. And then nausea nation. Constant queasiness becomes your new normal. Every day feels like a bad hangover without the fun night before. And then also dependency danger. Once you start, can you ever stop? Your body might forget how to regulate blood sugar on its own. And then Ozempic phase. Now, if you lose fat in your face from taking Ozempic, it may cause that hollowed out look to your face, increased in wrinkles. It will make you look older. Sunken eyes, saggy skin around your jaws. And yeah, it's just not worth it. You don't look good. And then you also have a risk of pancreatitis or inflammation of the pancreas, which can cause severe abdominal pain and in some cases require hospitalization and surgery. And then also a risk of bowel obstruction, whereby food is prevented from passing through the small or large intestine, resulting in symptoms like cramping, bloating, nausea, and vomiting. Depending on the severity, surgery may be required. And then also a risk of gastroparesis or stomach paralysis, which limits the passage of food from the stomach to the small intestine and results in symptoms like vomiting, nausea, and abdominal pain. So, I mean, all these side effects, and there are more. So, then we look at nature's way ignored. Why risk it all on a synthetic quick fix? So, natural approaches like diet, exercise, stress reduction, sleep, those have stood the test of time. They're safe, effective, and won't leave you wondering what time bomb is ticking in your body. And then also, it's a wallet draining addiction. I mean, brace yourself for a financial gut punch. Ozempic can set you back a jaw dropping $1,000 per month. Well, that's 12K a year. And insurance, good luck. Many plans won't even touch it. Now, even with coverage, you're looking at hefty out of pocket costs. But wait, there's more. Supply shortages are rampant. I mean, you might have the bucks to buy the stuff, but then you find the pharmacy shelves bare. So it's a lose lose. Either you can't afford it or you can't find it. Why gamble your hard earned cash on a treatment that's as elusive as it is expensive? Stick to proven, affordable solutions that don't require a second mortgage or a treasure hunt to obtain. And obviously, the manufacturer, Novo Nordisk, are laughing all the way to the bank. Just wake up. Don't be fooled by Big Pharma's latest cash grab, because your health is just too precious to gamble on unproven, potentially dangerous drugs. Stick to what works, nature's own remedies and good old-fashioned willpower. So if you want a quick fix, that is for you. However, if you are committed, then listen up. Then this is for you. Because for far too long, people with type 2 diabetes have been given the wrong information and the wrong treatment, and it's time to change the paradigm. So actually, I realize I haven't even introduced myself. So my name is Vivian Neveling, and I'm the founder and CEO of Elite Health Renewal. I'm an author, nutritionist, and of course, your favorite diabetes health transformation coach, aka the Diabetes Slayer. So obviously you're sitting in front of your device and you did a search for the latest type 2 diabetes treatment, and this video came up. So let me help you find the answers you are looking for, because you're still here watching the video and you know that Ozempic is just not the answer. And in this video, I just want to go through 3 key concepts which will help you lower your A1C levels, control your blood sugar levels, ditch constant exhaustion, lose weight, and you know how to do this naturally, basically reversing your type 2 diabetes. So have a look at this graph on your screen. It's vital, and this holds the key to reversal. But first off, I just want to start off with the typical saying type 2 diabetes is a chronic progressive condition, a state of high blood sugar. Well, that is according to standard of care. Now, the onset of diabetes is sudden and surprises most people in most cases. I mean, it is a stressful and unknown area for anyone. And I mean, chances are you are feeling frustrated, you're scared, and you even fear your unknown future, even if you've had diabetes for 10, 15 years, or you've just been newly diagnosed. It's a nightmare. And your doctor obviously will explain or explain that you will have to take your prescribed medication, eat a healthy diet, which is what exactly, and exercise. So, no doubt about it, you have tried so darn hard to eat better, more healthy, exercise more, and take your expensive medication. However, your A1C and blood sugar continue to climb, and to add insult to injury, you gain more and more weight. And you just don't have any energy. You're exhausted. You don't feel well, and it's hard because nobody understands how you truly feel. So, yet another devastating 3-month checkup with your doctor. They tell you try harder. They tell you to get another prescription and to add to your existing medication. Now, let me ask you this. Did your doctor inform you that standard of care, which is the general treatment guideline all doctors use, this one, based on your A1C levels, probably the one you are on, this treatment has a 0.1% diabetes remission rate. Or let me be more clear, it has a 99.99% failure rate. I mean, and this isn't me saying so. This is according to a large clinical trial called the Kaiser Permanente study. And it wasn't only 2 people in the study, it was like 122,000 adults with type 2 diabetes. And let me say that again, because standard of care was shown to have a 99.99% failure rate. And the study also found that the rate of prolonged remission was extremely rare at 0.007%. That's ridiculous. And the study also found that chances of dying and mortality were higher than the chances of any remission. I mean, that's shocking, right? So you're at the doctor's and you don't know about this, but you need to know that you have a choice. So Professor Tim Noakes, my mentor and teacher, he reversed his diabetes, but unfortunately lost his father, who was on standard care, to type 2 diabetes. And he had this to say about standard of care. The treatment kills you, it doesn't help you. But it's true. Have a look at these graphs. So these are mortality curves for diabetes with insulin. So can you see that your survival rate decreases with insulin medication? And this is over a period of only 10 years. And you know how quickly time goes by. So can you see doctors have been trained to treat the symptoms and not the cause? What's worse is they treat the symptoms with medications that have severe side effects. So you need to take extreme ownership of your health because clearly nobody else will. And to add insult to injury, Professor Eisenberg at Harvard had this to say. Today, most medical schools in the US teach less than 25 hours of nutrition over 4 years. The fact that less than 20% of medical schools have a single required course in nutrition, it's a scandal, it's outrageous, it's insane. And Dr. Troy Stapleton said, when I completed my medical degree, we had 1 lecture on nutrition. It was 100% incorrect. Nothing has changed. So if you think your doctor knows about nutrition, you are incorrect. And again, you need to know that you have a choice. But did your doctor tell you that you can lower your A1C levels, control your blood sugar, lose weight, get back your energy, gain back your health, reverse your diabetes without medication, which, by the way, takes years off your life and will send you to an early grave? And you know it doesn't have to be this way. Does that make sense? So let's just recap quickly, because that was a mouthful, wasn't it? So what they tell you is that diabetes is a chronic progressive condition. They tell you to use more medication because the disease progresses. So standard of care has a high mortality rate. What you should actually do is you should know you can lower your A1C, stabilize blood sugar, lose weight. You can do it naturally. You can get off your medication because they're expensive and they have severe side effects. So you should also know that you should address the root cause, which will give you a healthy and long life. So you might be wondering, okay, so we should you shouldn't treat the symptoms, we should treat the root cause. But what is it? What is the root cause of type 2 diabetes? So diabetes is the inability to metabolize the load of glucose entering the body. So let me ask you this. What causes chronically elevated blood glucose levels? What we eat, right? Nothing else. It's what we eat. Now, nobody has chronically elevated blood sugar levels without food being the central issue. So we have 3 macronutrients. So we've got carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So let's get back to the graph I mentioned in the beginning. So here it is. So what happens to our blood sugar when we eat carbs? It spikes, right? It's the glucose that spikes it. So if we eat protein, it spikes a little. And finally, when we eat fat, it really doesn't do much. So you see carbs, and it doesn't matter. This is important if it's sugar, pasta, bread, rice, or an apple, because all of them get broken down to glucose, which will spike your blood sugar. Because remember, complex carbs are nothing more than long chains of glucose, but they all get broken down to glucose. So think about it this way. Without the high glucose load from carbs, the requirement for insulin drops immediately. So you see, if you're a diabetic, then your body is carb intolerant, just like someone who is lactose intolerant. So if anyone is to blame, then it is the bad dietary advice that we give. So diabetes is a state of carbohydrate toxicity. That's according to Dr. Sarah Hallberg. So carbs to a diabetic is like Superman flying around with kryptonite around his neck, right? So as you can see, the root cause of diabetes is carbs. It is a dietary disease. Now, it is as simple as lowering your carb intake, eating moderate protein, and increasing your fat intake. But don't worry, eating the good, healthy fats won't make you fat. In fact, your body will burn fat for fuel instead of carbs. Now, look, here is an article in the Time magazine. Eat butter, scientists labeled fat the enemy, why they were wrong. So let's recap quickly. And yeah, so what they tell you is carbs are healthy and essential for diabetics. They tell you eat more carbs. They tell you medication, eating healthy, and more exercise is the answer. And they also tell you fat is bad. So what you should actually know and actually do is you should know that diabetics are carb intolerant. You should know that you should eat low carb. And treating type 2 as a dietary condition, that is the answer, not with medication. And remember, the healthy fat is good. So let's have a look at Dr. Mark Hukozela. He's a professor of family medicine in West Virginia University. He was one of my lecturers. So he treated these patients. He addressed type 2 diabetes as a dietary disease. And let's have a look at the results. Now remember, they are not my customer, not my client. I've never met them, but I'm just showing you what is possible. So this is Jacinta. She dropped her A1C from 13 to 5. She lost 150 pounds. She's off her insulin, sulfonylureas, and her SGLT2. She is getting abdominal surgery, probably already had it, because she had a peniس from when she was morbidly obese. And this is what she said. She said, when I listened to the ADA, my diabetes just kept getting worse until I took control. Lucky she did, right? And this is DT. He was nearly dead a few years ago. So he weighed 600 plus pounds. He dropped his A1C from 15 to 6. His creatinine was 7, which is very high, but his kidney function is back. This is Jeremiah, dropped his A1C from 13 to 5.5, lost 120 pounds. He was on 10 medications and now he's on nothing. That is just freaking awesome. And this is Michael. He was in ICU. He was on 3 diabetes medications and blood pressure medication. He lost 120 pounds. I mean, imagine a few tweaks, and with the correct help, you can lower your A1C. You can get off all of your expensive and detrimental medication. You can normalize your blood sugar levels, normalize your blood pressure, control your cholesterol, have more energy, sleep like a baby, no more hunger pains, reduced inflammation. You become insulin sensitive again. And this is a sustainable lifestyle. And most importantly, you still enjoy delicious foods. But what I have to warn you, I really do, because there is one side effect to this way. You will lose weight and you will lose a lot. So if you found this helpful, you're going to love this. So listen up, because this could be the moment that flips your world upside down. We've just unleashed a game-changing video masterclass. And this isn't your run-of-the-mill tutorial. It's a full-blown, no-holds-barred battle plan designed to help you crush type 2 diabetes. supercharge your health, and melt away those stubborn pounds. But let me be crystal clear. This isn't for anyone. This isn't for tire kickers or fence sitters. We are on the hunt for warriors, people who are ready to become to be coached and are hell bent on transforming their lives. So if that's you, then for the love of everything you hold dear, don't waste another precious second. The link is in the description below. Click on it and go watch the masterclass. It's absolutely free. You've got nothing to lose, absolutely nothing. So this could be the pivotal moment that rewrites your entire life story, kickstarting your journey to diabetes freedom. A new you is chomping at the bit to break free. It's us against type 2 diabetes, and we're taking no prisoners. We're in the fight together. Are you ready to join the front lines? Talk soon.